So, unlike Kevin Gates, I have one phone, and T-Mobile screws me too hard every month to have two phones. So I just have the one. It's sitting right over here on silent. No one ever calls, but it's on silent because I can't have any beeps and buzzes while I'm recording. I'm kidding, plenty of people call. I don't pick up though, because I owe them money. Anyway, on today's episode, I'm talking smartphones and the things we do on our smartphones. I'm far from tech savvy, okay? I use the same three apps and I've barely scratched the surface of what my phone is capable of. I currently have a Samsung Galaxy S21, or as iPhone users call it, a moldy potato. Smartphones are incredible. Their abilities are far-ranging. They can do so much. Did you know smartphones can detect you are drunk with 90% accuracy? Oh yes, it's true. I actually saw this article in a number of places, bbc.com, various tech websites. But yeah, smartphones can tell that you're wasted, motherfucker. So the University of Pittsburgh conducted a study, and it turns out our phones are able to detect when a hoe is smashed in just 10 steps. Like after you've stumbled for about 10 steps, your phone is able to detect that you're most likely drunk. The study had 22 participants aged 21 to 43 who were given a vodka and lime juice drink. That's the stuff. See, I like stuff with juice. I'm not a big drinker. Personally, I feel like beer is garbage. I'm sorry. It's garbage. It's dirty water at best. I just want something to give me a buzz. But I really honestly could do without alcohol. So back to the study. The study had 22 participants aged 21 to 43 who were given a vodka and lime juice drink every hour. Sounds like my kind of party. Every hour they were given a vodka and lime juice until they reached 80 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood. Where the fuck are the notifications for these studies? Like, y'all want to summon me for some BS, breathing studies, sleep apnea bullshit. I want to be part of the vodka study. At scientists, maybe an app that would immobilize your car so it wouldn't let you drive if you did demonstrate that you're tipsy or stumbling around, or an alert that gets sent out to your friends or the authorities that you shouldn't be driving. So if you got some busted up old car, like the buckets I've driven for years, you're probably gonna be fine. Like ain't no technology hooking up to a 1989 Honda Civic on its last wheels, excuse me. Like, you're good. Probably not. Like, don't drive drunk, motherfucker. That's the point. But all of this that's what the hope is, right? And the other one about like alerting your friends or the authorities that, oh, there go that hoe again. She's trying to drive drunk. Like, a lot of people are going to be having interventions after this. Like, bitch, it's the third time this week. I'm so grateful that this app exists and it's keeping you safe from yourself. But bitch, I need to sleep, because if I get a notification on my phone one more time telling me to come scoop up your ass because you're drunk at 4 a.m. in the morning and your car won't start because it said no, bitch, we're done. I suppose that's better than a casualty on the highways, right? So that's a cool thing about smartphones. Catch you on the flip side for part 2. Along with being able to tell when your ass is drunk and stumbling down the street, our smartphones connect us. No big surprise there. It's been that way for a number of years now, but it's just ramping up more and more. With our phones, we can send messages, make calls, and make connections with just about anyone in the world who's also connected online. Of course, there's a lot of good that comes with that. Personally, I've been able to reconnect with old friends from way back. I've also been able to form new connections and friendships with people that were once strangers but are now really important and special folks in my life. A really good thing about social media, which most of us access via our phones, is the ability to find your tribe, or basically curate relationships. Life can be lonely when you have tastes or views or lifestyles that aren't necessarily shared by the community around you. I'll use myself as an example, okay? I'm a gay, black, mostly agnostic individual. There weren't very many gay, black, agnostic individuals in the town I lived, and I found it very lonely in my early 20s, especially. Sure, there are many other things to connect on. Folks that aren't part of the LGBTQ community or that aren't black or share the same spiritual or lack of spiritual beliefs as me can still be good friends. And I have plenty of friends who aren't black or gay or agnostic or any of the other things that I might think are my main identifiers. But sometimes when I do want to talk about these things or feel like I need a connection with people who do get those aspects of me, social media has been huge in helping me find those people and feel less alone, feel less strange. Humans are wired for connection. And of course we can do without it, but it sometimes comes with a cost, feeling isolated, feeling depressed, feeling maybe even hostile to the world because you don't feel a part of. And with social media, you can find people that are like, hey, I see you, I get you, come here, you stranger from halfway across the world, let's be friends. And to be fair, there are people who I first met on social media and we've gone on to meet in person and we're really good friends now. And there are others who I only ever interacted with on your old Instagram and Facebook and what have yous. And it's only ever been on these platforms and we haven't met physically. And those are still the homies, So it's reassuring. It's helpful in those ways. Now, of course, the flip side of this ability to curate your relationships and surround yourself with people who share your views or your lifestyle and whatever. The flip side of that is you can go down some pretty bad rabbit holes, and before you know it, you're stuck in an echo chamber where everyone thinks the same without any pushback or challenge, and things can get very culty after that. You always want to keep your head online. But of course we don't. We don't always, not always. Nah. And this brings me to this piece of news. Smartphones really got us fucked up, yo. Some of us more than others. So recently, Cardi B deactivated her Twitter and Instagram accounts. And who is Cardi B? Cardi B is a famous rapper. She recently deactivated her Twitter and Instagram accounts after catching heat from fans for not attending the Grammys. And this was in early April when the Grammys happened. I'm deleting my Twitter. On God, I hate this fucking dumbass fan base. You got the slow dumbasses dragging my kids, all cause you thought I was going to the Grammys and I didn't. The fuck? When the fuck I hinted I was going? Just fucking stupid. I can't. I needs to protect myself. Close quote. Close tweet? I don't know. Either or. That's where the tweet ended. I think it's shocking, hilarious and shocking that people actually have really strong opinions whether someone appeared at the Grammys or not. It's really odd to me. And I'll just say right off the bat, I'm not a huge Cardi B fan. Like, I don't listen to all her music or know all her songs or follow up with her, keep up with what she's doing. And that's not any shade to her. I just am not that invested. I know some songs and I enjoy them, but it's just what it is. I'm not that deeply invested, but apparently some people are, enough to tweet their opinions about why she's a terrible person for not showing up to the Grammys. And it just reeks of get a life. It just reeks of calm the fuck down. And it just reeks of living vicariously through celebrities who have their own lives, and maybe you should get your own. So during the back and forth on Twitter that happened between Cardi B and different fans, if we can even let's call them fans. Could be stans even, but y'all know about stans, the origin of that. I remember when Stan, the song came out, the music video and everything. That's how old I am. Like, I watched that shit. Anyway, during the back and forth that was happening on Twitter, a particular user on Twitter going by the name at Demi's cunt. I'm not sure if it's Demi Lovato's cunt. Demi Moore, is that her name? Demi Moore or Demigod, or I don't know. Any number of Demis. A cunt though, at Demi's cunt, tweeted to Cardi B, "I bet your son wouldn't like for you to be on your ass while teasing us fans and not ever dropping music." To which Cardi B responded, "I hope your mom dies." Strong takes. I think sometimes fans think that they're being endearing and, oh my God, we just love you so much and it hurts that you haven't put out so much music because we live for you. We stand queen and all this stuff. And I think some people just take it too far to the point of, bitch, you are not owed music. You are not owed appearances at the Grammys. You need to, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but get a life. Get a fucking life. This is just absurd to me. And Cardi B isn't the first artist I've seen this happen to. I know a lot of people badger the hell out of Rihanna. Where's the music, sis? Where's the music, sis? We're waiting. Frank Ocean gets it as well. Where's the fucking music? Where the fuck are you? And like I said, to a point, it might be endearing. It might be like, okay, cool. The fan base, they're passionate about this person. They're truly invested and they care and they look forward to the music. But also, get a life. Get a fucking life. Don't involve people's children in your First of all, don't harass. Maybe let's start there. Don't harass people over anything, preferably. But definitely not over some dumb shit. Like, we feel like it's been too long since you've put out a song. Give us music. First of all, who the fuck are you? People think it's cute, but it's not. Celebrities, and far be it from me to defend celebrities because they are pieces of shit. Many of them are pieces of shit in their own right. And some more than others, of course, but they live a life that many of us could only dream about. They have access, they have means, so on and so forth. I'm not sitting here like crying and shedding tears for celebrities. But at the end of the day, as an artist, and I'm a stand-up comedian, in case you didn't know. Oh, you couldn't tell? Why am I not funny? Bitch, fuck you. Good question though. But yeah, I mean, as an artist, I feel like I do things as I do things. And Sometimes there's things going on in my life where comedy is the last thing on my mind. And people forget that celebrities are humans, but they have families and feelings and friends who have nothing to do with their celebrity status. And I'm pretty sure they have things going on in their own lives, their own health, things you may not even be privy to. I mean, when Chadwick Boseman died, many of us didn't even know that he'd been sick for as long as he'd been sick for. And to make those demands, to use your ability to access these celebrities, because this is an unprecedented time we're living in. Before we pick up a magazine or a tabloid, and that's how you knew what was going on in the life of your favorite celebrity, like a little paragraph in the People magazine or whatever. But now I can just at you, bitch, and harass you because I feel like I'm owed music. And some people just aren't decent. On the fan side, never mind the celebrities. I've said everything I can about celebrities. But I don't feel like just because you enjoy a thing that a person does, that you are now owed it, and that you get to make somebody else feel like shit because you bought an album once. Like, artists aren't your personal jukebox. You don't get to make such demands for music or Grammy appearances and talk shit about somebody's family and not expect a response that strong. Like, people were coming for Cardi B and saying, oh, that's out of line, how can you say that, yada yada. I personally feel like how you approach me will dictate how I respond to you. I am not a perfect person, and sure, I've maybe not always made the best first impression or been a cunt. I've been a cunt to people on site or whatever, but for the most part, I try to be decent to people until given a reason to be a bitch. And you can't tweet at somebody, making demands on their time, talking about their family or their kids, even in the most benign way, dragging something like, I bet your son wouldn't like for you to be sitting on you. First of all, don't talk about nobody's son. Don't talk about their daughter. Don't talk about their cousin, their grandma, or their nobody. Because grandma is sitting at home. She didn't know nothing about this. So why are you dragging her into it? So I personally feel like this whole, well, it's wrong for her to retaliate. I'm not about that. If you punch me, you're getting punched. If you say some shit to me, I'm liable to say some shit to you. And I can pick and choose maybe whether to respond that way or not. But I don't feel like it's right for us to put these, to make these proclamations of you're a bad person because you said, I hope your mom's dies. That's crossing the line. Harassment is also pretty terrible. And on the issue of harassment, like I said, smartphones really got us fucked up. Some of us more than others. In the past, it was only National Geographic photographers and, Discovery Channel production teams that could take photos and videos of people without their consent and publish them. Like, how they would do, go to some remote part of the globe, to some unknown tribe, and just snap away and never mind your humanity and your privacy. We want to put this in our fucking publication so we can educate the world and make our millions, and that tribe just is none the wiser, never sees a penny. In the past, it used to be them dudes who could only do that. But now, any inconsiderate asshole with enough battery on their phone can snap a picture or take a video of an unsuspecting individual and do whatever they want with it. That's not cool. That's not okay. Like, recently I saw a video that was posted on an Instagram page. I won't put them on blast. I had their name written down on my notes, but they've since taken down the video, so I I suppose they saw the error of their ways, so I'm not going to air them out like that. But they posted this video of there was this man who was being recorded. It was a white man, if that's okay to say these days. Like, people get all touchy about pointing out something that's quite obvious. He was a white man, and he was walking down a fairly busy street in the United Kingdom. I know this because of their accents. And the person who was recording him kept yelling, "Stepdaddy! Stepdaddy!" And the guy looked back and he was like, "Leave me alone. Stepdaddy! Stepdaddy! Why are you leaving me? Stepdaddy!" And the other dude was clearly not into it. He said, he threatened violence. He said, "I'm going to call the cops on you. Leave me alone." And the guy didn't. He continued for a couple more seconds, and then the video ended. And that was posted for people to see, and people were laughing, and "Oh my goodness, that idiot, he needs to take a joke. He's this, he's that, what a square." And I'm like, why is it okay to harass that man? Why is it okay for some stranger to badger and pester a person who's just going about their day? And if they react in a way that's why now they get to be called names online by a bunch of idiots who don't know them. Meanwhile, all he was doing is walking down the street. Somebody else recorded him. It also reminds me of a picture that I saw some years ago, because I stay online, much to my own chagrin. I hate this about myself. I hate social media, but there I am on it. But anywho, there's this picture that was doing the rounds for a while. I'm pretty sure you could dig it up because nothing ever goes away on the internet. But it was a gentleman, a black man, pretty sure I can say that too. I mean, I'm gonna say it. He was a black dude. I can tell because my eyes looked upon him and he was black. And he was sitting on the train. It was on the subway in New York. And he had a bouquet of flowers and a Little Caesar a pizza box from Little Caesars. Can't pronounce the word little. Little Caesars pizza on his lap. And he was going to wherever he was going. No one knew a damn thing other than he's got some flowers and some pizza. And people were clowning this man. "Oh, what a terrible date. Poor woman, gonna be eating Little Caesars tonight, yada yada." And they're clowning him, they're going on. And I'm like, this poor dude didn't ask to be photographed. He didn't ask for any of this. Somebody just took it upon themselves to snap a picture, and now he's being clowned on the internet. Can we fucking do better? One more thing. I don't have any enemies that I know of that are after me, and yet I still need money. So help a bitch out, reach out, email is in the show notes. I finally made an email. Oh my God, like, if you've been listening to this podcast and have written in to the email that I mentioned in a couple episodes ago and haven't had any success, the email gets bounced back to you, it's because I haven't made an email up to this point. I'm so sorry. I know I'm trash. I'm doing better. Trying to do better. But write in with your comments, queries, compliments even, because they make me feel better. And that's today's show. Be kind, be decent. Don't record people without their consent.